Welcome, everyone, to the Technologist Forum, where I bring you news, I bring you updates, and a discussion around the latest trends in consumer and enterprise technology. I'm your host, James Hicks. We are going to have a fantastic show today. I've got someone who I'm excited about this. I've been wanting to have this conversation with this gentleman and bring his insights to the community for a long time. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, KD Deshpande is on the stream, so it's a good day.
Thank
KD,
you. Thanks, James.
founder, CEO at Simplified.com, the man who is out here doing AI for everybody. I mean, just put it that way. It's the complete AI content creation tool. KD, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Kids in school. I'm alone, like sitting in my daughter's bedroom working. So, it's, supporting customers, talking to you. So, living the dream.
I love it, man. I love it. You're here not too far from me. You're in the Bay Area, and just
Yes.
some of those aspects right there, right? Again, I want to talk about the person and the people behind the organization. Obviously, want to talk about the platform and things of that nature, but just hearing those insights help, I think, users and potential users gravitate to a platform as well because they hear that transparency, they hear that reality. And folks, listen, I have been on support calls or support texts middle of the night because I'm crazy like that, and my community knows that. And lo and behold, guess who picks up on the other end of that intercom call? It's this dude right here. It's KD, right? So I go right to the source. I don't even know I'm getting him, but he has helped me. So yeah, all transparency, I am a user of the platform. A lot of folks in my community, and KD, I've told you this, know that I advocate for Simplified as opposed to only knowing one platform out there for doing social media marketing. Thumbnail creation, AI generation, things of that nature. I pride myself on knowing multiple tools so I can make proper recommendations as they need to be for folks. 35,000 foot level though. If you don't mind telling us kind of some of that backstory, the who, the what, and the why of Simplified, and why you felt the need actually to bring it to market and bring it to bear.
Sure. So, hey everyone, I'm KD, founder and CEO of Simplified. Um, so, backstory here is I've been building companies or been creating content, seen firsthand how people create content for last 10 years. Um, and one thing is pretty sure is it takes village to create content. In my past gigs, I worked at a very early stage startups to big companies, and I have seen that creating content is hard. And with the proliferation of social media, that the mediums are changing, but we are still following the same process again and again and again over the years. So when I in 2020 at the start of the pandemic, I left my high-paying job at Facebook as a product manager, and I said, let's build something new that is simple, that not just solves the one problem, but solves the entire content creation to distribution problem. Can we build the next creative suite in that ecosystem? We just started building this project called Simplified, and then it evolved over the period of time over past 3 years from like this one siloed idea to one app that revolutionizes the way you create content. It's almost like we call it as your work OS or creative OS, where you can create, collaborate, and scale your content. And that became our vision. We are not building a product, we are building a space where you
Mm.
can create, collaborate, and scale your content or scale anything you want. You can create. And to our advantage, AI, we have seen that unprecedented progress in last uh, 18 months,
Right.
and we've been kind of tinkering with our own models, and it kind of gave us that boost on how you will create content. It's going to look very different because for us to understand how it's going to look different, let's go back in like 1999, or probably those who've been on the block for a little longer, they will resonate as well. 1999, internet. just came in, and people were the small set of people were still focused on offline print media. You
Hmm.
were like doing some. Then fast forwarding 10 years, like 2010, 12, maybe 13, social media era, where people said, I need to create content faster, design. Let me create content using all online tools. And we have seen the growth of Canvas and other amazing tools in the system. Now, if you look at 2024, I I don't need to spend time on like silos. I need to work on my creativity, and AI does everything. I don't even need professional tool set. I don't need those cameras or like official. Can AI do it for me? I just need someone's AI. It's like a creative partner, which allows me. It's almost like somebody asked me, "How will you explain Simplified to a 3-year-old?" And it's almost like,
That's me. Yeah, that's me. Right.
yeah, exactly. It's almost like, imagine you have that magical crayon, or that helps you draw or makes your design, whatever you draw, make it like really awesome. That what Simplified does. It's basically you have that magical assistant which turns everything, it makes you look better, it gives you those superpowers, so you can spend a quality time with the where it matters, rather than spending on tooling and this village of tooling which you've been carrying for last decade.
Yeah, that right there. So I appreciate that, and I see folks chiming in. So thank you guys for dialing in. But some of what you said really, I think, differentiates you. And you mentioned a competitor. I wasn't going to mention a competitor, but you did. So we'll continue to go down that path, right? Because I think there's the market share conversation, right? Running the business, and a lot of folks know of the Canva platform, but from your description, your conversation, your statements just now, it really, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, you're more from a collaboration perspective. You're more of not just you and maybe your in team, but folks outside of your organization. So being able to bring folks in to help enhance projects and designs and things of that nature. So forward thinking about that, and everything that I've seen from Canvas, I'm sorry, from Simplified as you've matured, has gotten to be more integrated as opposed to modularized,
Yes.
right? And I don't know if that makes sense to folks that are listening, but again, so folks, I was day zero. Listen, I've been with KD ever since day zero, but now with that evolution of AI, of generative AI, it really seems like that was the thing that you needed, that Simplified needed, right? Being able to take text to video, text to photo, being able to create the new AI captions, do all of those things systematically and behind the scenes. That was kind of that the spark that you needed to really make all of the products that are simplified.com, simplified.ai work together seamlessly. Is that am I being accurate in that statement that
Yes.
again that generative AI push was the thing that you were like that was the aha moment?
Yes, I think absolutely. So we started with like a very simple product, which was like, hey, let allow people to express them easily. But that generative AI movement, which we have seen, like we made years of progress, and the technology which was only available to like big fours, like let's say Google, Facebook, Netflix, Meta,
Hmm.
was suddenly became available to everyone. And it was we started working on like these models stable diffusion when they were not even public. Like we started playing with them, and kind of we fabricated few things together, we stitched them together, we deployed our own models, and we learned hard way, and then eventually we have seen that progress happen. But just to zoom out, if let's say now you're running this podcast, you spend, I can tell you, it's not just like probably recording or like getting the host. It's one part of what you do. It's like there is a army behind you who is taking finding like green screens. Then it's recording is one part. Then it's a it those creators, those collaborators are going through the same cycle,
Yes.
same pain every month, every podcast, everything, and they are spending a lot of energy on doing things. They don't have these tools at their disposal. So our whole goal, how can AI help you there to take that next mile in like minutes? How can AI help you do more with less? To simplify this, let me give an example. Now, and I see because I keep monitoring your account, how you use
Oh, Oh, this guy is.
Simplified. Because
Oh,
you've been like instrumental in our kind of being vocal, expressing your concerns. That's we call it as a build in public, working with the community members and the people like you yourself who've been like honest and just like, hey, if it's broken, that means it's broken, go fix it, and that we take a lot of pride in. So coming back to, let's take an example, you did this podcast. Now you need to, this podcast needs to reach to like millions of people. Now there is first, you need to record it, then do the editing, then you need to go and grow, put it on social media. It's not like one person's job, it's like probably you have different people. And before Simplified or still with some old way, there is someone who is, there is a lot, so much back and forth is happening.
right.
Like, hey, where did you this? Oh, this is in my Google Drive, this is in my let's say it's in still production. Oh, did you change, put this logo in, where can I find that logo? There is like so much happens before we see that like 30 seconds or like 60 seconds clip on a reel, and we say, okay, it's okay, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, everyone always sees the finished product. They don't understand the
Exactly.
blood, sweat, and the tears that go into it. Yeah.
So we want to make that process delightful and simple, and that's why Simplified exists today. uh, we are building this whole process like really simple, where you have these tools and capabilities, well integrated in ecosystem. So the product today is like, there is a creation part and there is a distribution part,
Hmm.
and the third is collaboration, which is creation allows you to create any type of content, which is, could be your grandma's 90th birthday, or probably your school presentation, or like even your on brand presentation in your office, or on brand TikTok video which demonstrating that capability. So we brought these tools together and created one unified platform. Because see, and little bit for fast forwarding, when we are consuming content every day, you are seeing everywhere, oh, 10 tools you should use, 20
Yes.
tools you should use, 30 can you ask consumer like, do I need 10 tools? Like, did anyone ask like, hey, do I need these 10 tools? There's an overload happening, and I think we are diverting ourselves away from the actual problem than just like the shiny object. At Simplified, we think like, okay, how can I solve the
That's
problem
a good
for
point.
you? How
Mm.
can I solve the problem for you in your workflow? How can we make your workflow better, so that way you can save time? And everything that will need to make your workflow better, we thrive or we take a lot of pride in bringing those capabilities with AI. And our AI philosophy is, AI needs to be simple, it needs to be delightful. It's almost like a smart compose of your Gmail. It's there. It's not intrusive. It is more like it's there. It makes you look smarter. Uh, so that's how we think when we look at AI, rather than just like, hey, AI first. Google never says they are AI first. They've been AI first for last 20, 30, 25 years.
Truth.
I think, but it is integrated so smartly in your ecosystem. Amazon product listing or recommendation is AI first, I think, but they're solving the real challenges. And when we are having conversations like when we had conversations in the past, you did not say, okay, I want to partner or use Simplified because you guys are AI first. It was more like, you guys are gonna save me time, and it's gonna make my life better,
Yeah.
and it will bring efficiency in my process. And it's
That's pretty
technology.
cool. Oh man, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool that you remember. It. Yeah, because folks, listen, I've been in Katie's back pocket for a minute, man. Just that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty humbling that you remember that. Let me do this though, because you said something, and I'm getting a little bit older, and things fall out of my head, and I'll forget, right? So that's why I had to do this. But I've got the products on the screen right now: the graphic designer, the AI writer, the video editor, animation, social media management. What you said about streamlining workflow, that's what we want, that's what we do, right? The majority of my audience are solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, content creators, digital publishers, and things of that nature. Anything that will take cycles out of our workflow, make us more effective, and having the one throat to choke, right? I mean just one platform that does everything well, and having it integrated properly. Be honest with you and be transparent. one of the first things that drew me to Simplified was the aesthetic piece. You looked better than everything else that was out there. And I used everything else that was out there, but you looked better and you had some of those functionality and capabilities. And now you've continued to iterate and build on those and again, make them more part of that central core platform as opposed to, and again, I'm not going to mention names, but instead of modularizing and bolting stuff on, that was key as well because that did. So the naming of the company, the naming of the platform of the tool just makes sense. It is simply simple to do what it is that you do. So I appreciate you going into that. And I wanted to give you those flowers as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean it's a iterative process. If you remember when we started, it was not that simple, and I can tell
Well,
you,
yeah, I called you a couple. No, I'm not going to say it, but I called you. But
we go through. I think it's the kind of, I'll give you the behind the scene picture a little bit. I mean, everyone on our team, we are still a small distributed team. We are 100% remote, but each one of us is so customer obsessed. And I said it in many forums. We have three simple formulas, or like three simple things. One is people are P0. Treat others the way you want to get treated. Your customers, your partners, your support people, like anybody. Show, don't tell, and keep things simple rather than like complicating these things. So when we decide like what we want to build next, like trust me, it's we go through like so many iterative process. Like think about what can be do, what how this will resonate with people, like different iterations, because we are no longer building just like so. Even to articulate it differently, when you want to put AI right now in any product, there are clearly two ways. One is you can build a simple chat interface, and
mm,
or you can
hmm
build very co-pilot experience. I think there is a place and thing where you need a chat kind of experience, but when you know that user is doing, they have specific intent to do, then you don't need to have a chat experience. So I think that's where we have these UX principles which we decide and look at the lenses. In fact, coincidentally, I'm glad that you asked this question. Yesterday, I was asking, so this is our existing experience, and
Hey,
which is
I'm
going.
opening the full kimono, folks. This is my simplified environment right here. So there's
So
you are
there are
seeing
few
behind the
things.
scenes for sure.
There are few things at your top. Like when you come to our video experience, you have like you can generate with AI. You have AI subtitles, AI clips. This is even will be simplified in next few days, because we are doing one more iteration on it. But our whole goal is, if you are a podcaster now, what are the most important things for you? First is either you want to create something like edit your video, or you want to add subtitles to already created the clip which you have generated. And I think you are the first one who came back and said, hey, probably I have this 1 hour long podcast. I'm sitting on this like hundreds of podcasters, and I want to grow this online, and I have to spend like time do this clipping. And we said,
Right.
okay, uh, we launched this AI clips feature, which is incredibly powerful, and we have seen like amazing success so far, where the process where you can just drag and drop any YouTube, hopefully the owned by you, and Zoom recordings, because nobody in the market handles Zoom recordings right now, and Simplified is the only platform that takes Zoom recordings. You can drag
That's
and
true.
drop Zoom recording
So you're
as
thinking
it is,
about that. Okay. Yeah.
and it does magic. It automatically finds the face tracking, adjusts the camera angles, add fancy captions, and understands the virality score based on the emotional factor in your transcript, and then scores it. And unlike I would not gonna say others, but it's like we are thinking about your workflow. You can directly click on publish here and start go to your social media automatically from here. You don't need to go to like many different places and do manage your workflow. So you
It,
came in, and you basically submitted it, you're done. At this point, within like half an hour, we took your full blown thing, and it already scheduled. Yeah, I see you already have like bunch of things scheduled on your platform.
This is
So
something I got to get. I got to get this back into my conscious mindset, right? Of actually using a content calendar on this perspective. So now this is a therapy session for me. That's why there's only 6 that you see right here. But again, you're right. Everything is where it needs to be, and everything is integrated in the tool. I want to talk a little bit about those AI captions, AI clips, and things of that nature, because yeah, that
Mhm.
market segment is actually full as well, right? There's a
Yes.
lot of entrants that are doing that. You're looking at it from a different perspective of being able to create, generate, iterate multiple clips. Again, based on a lot of folks are calling it a virality score as well, but you're calling that where that emotion is, but they look different, right?
Yes.
Your clip, and again, that's one of the things, that aesthetic piece, because look, we want to rise above the noise. There's a lot of noise out there, a lot of people out there creating
Yeah.
content, a lot of people, either rightfully so, good is good, bad, and indifferent, but there's a lot of just noise content out there as well. And I'm sitting here talking to KD. This is going to be hot. I know when I cut this up, I want to make sure that it doesn't look the same as X, Y, and Z platforms out there of folks that are also using um, generative AI micro
Hmm.
content deployment applications, things of that nature, right?
Hmm.
So that matters as well. I mean, that is not necessarily something that we look at and we check off the box, but that's an intrinsic value that I'm seeing in Simplified. That again, you consciously are saying, I want to make sure that it looks good, but it looks different than everyone else, and you can go in and still, if you want, customize it even a little bit more.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Kind of in terms of
Yes.
how
Absolutely.
I'm different, man. I'm weird like that, right? I'm,
No, we like that weirdness, and that's how kind of see the way we think. When since we are talking more about this AI clips thing which we launched, the way we think is you don't need professional equipments. I think we are going into that era of AI. So when we started first, last, let's say, it doesn't feel like years. It's almost like last 15 months when we started first version of AI. People were just wowed with like, oh, can AI do this?
mm-hmm.
I think we quickly surpassed that phase. Now it is like, can AI do better than me? Can AI
Wow, I
replicate
like that.
can AI replicate the professional work which I used to do? Or can I think I'll take my that word back, like replicate. I'll say, can AI co-assist me? So that way it can almost like can AI act like a smartest intern in my office? I'd ask them to do it, and they AI does it for me. That's the philosophy we have in building the product now. Going back to Eclipse, so there are three things people, though the people who are creating podcasts care about, like efficiency, because you don't want to, because the life shelf life of your clip which you are putting on social media is very like it's ephemeral. So you want to put that quickly and polished work. So when you look at this particular market, the way we think is like the messaging is important, and we are not the second is the comprehensiveness in the way you are creating. So what we do when we are building it, we keep the most simple part simple, but if and we even give you the flexibility to like modify it to your needs, build like on brand things. So that way it's almost like you have this tailor made plan, but you can customize it the way you want, so that way it fits for everyone. And this is possible because we have built the comprehensive platform over the years. It's not just the wrapper sitting on top of like OpenAI which
Hmm.
does few things. It is the comprehensive tool that allows you to do so many different things like translation. And the vision we are heading into, Simplified is becoming this new creative AI studio,
Yeah,
where in not, I won't say weeks, probably in days, you will just record
hours
your Zoom
tonight.
recording,
No, no.
and you know our speed. We are already training some models. You will be able to give us, like, I don't have really fancy audio microphone like you, but I will give that clip to AI, and AI will enhance my audio automatically. It will suppress all the background noise, everything. So
Wow.
you can just record simple Zoom recording, and AI will do this whole thing automatically.
Okay.
And you'll
So
have voice cloning as well. So it will accelerate all your content creation at like next level, and it's all integrated. Again, it's not going to be like one siloed thing, because at the end of the day, how many AI tools you are going to stack on top of each other
yes,
to get like work done? And that's how we see it. Like, let me help you succeed in your workflow. Rest will happen. The AI noise will suppress over the period of time. It will just become that thing of past, which everybody will. If you remember, let's say 2010, collaboration, real time collaboration was the thing. Everyone was like real time collaboration. Now it's like people, it's a part of your
we
workflow.
expect it. We expect that
We
now.
expect it. I
Yes.
think that's what's happening with AI as well. Like, AI will be there. The question is, how can you make it so simple that it fits into your workflow and delivers the value to your end customer? And that's what customers like, and that's the reason they start with one thing, and then they
Hmm.
realize that, oh my god, I can do this thing as well, or I can generate this thing. And simplicity, you can like select anything in your script right now which you have on your screen, and add b rolls, add like select, let's say, three letters. You can just select and say add media, add b
Good.
rolls. You can
Okay.
trim. So
So, so what I know is happening behind the scenes right now, and I'm looking, I'm seeing a couple of folks already doing it. Got a couple of creators that are rubbing their hands right now and being like, "Is that right?" Because I don't want to, I want to gloss over this, man. You dropped some gems right there, which folks are thinking about what they have in their toolkit right now. Again, I'm not going to mention names. Folks that are listening and folks that are going to watch this on the replay know these other tools that I'm talking about. I specifically hovered over AI Translate. That's hot right now. It's
mhm.
already there, folks. It's already in Simplified. You already can do that kind of thing. A lot of folks that I know as well, some folks that are listening on the stream right now are audio podcasters. So being able to remove that noise, that background noise, being able to dub your voice. Listen, a lot of us are users and subscribers to another platform that does that as well. Does a great job of it. But again, it's a disparate tool. It's a separate tool, right? And being able to integrate that all into one location. Now you're talking about, I didn't even know this part was there, that I can add in the B-roll just by highlighting the script. So this right here is dope, right? Just being able to have that. So you've got the B-roll integration capability. So I don't need the I'll mention. So I don't need the story blocks. I don't need all those other subscriptions. Like I got the one through Simplified, and
Yes.
we pay for. So I want to talk about the the financial and the monetization piece, right? Again, because some of the bits
Hmm.
are billed via credits,
Yes.
right? So I want to make sure, I want to be completely transparent in terms of that perspective. So folks, like again, you saw I had the social media piece, I had the AI writer, I had all of these things, but so let's talk about some of that capability, how a new user to Simplify can come in, take advantage of all this greatness that you're talking about. And when
Ye-
you were just talking, I got another question for you that you probably weren't ready for. I'm gonna ask you something
Okay.
specific. I'm gonna write it down while you're talking about
Sure.
the financial piece.
Sure. So before we jump onto that, like you said, story blocks, I think they're a great partner of us, and story
Okay, cool.
blocks is already integrated in Simplified.
Oh, dude, come on.
So you can directly just use it, the premium stock footage from Simplified. So going to the monetization piece, I think we always believe like it needs to be, platform should be for everyone. So, and it should do generous. So we offer very generous free plan. We want, the philosophy is like, try before you buy. Just go and try the product, get familiar. And then there are three plans we have, like pro, which is meant for like individuals, or like someone who is doing like freelancers, creators, or like solopreneurs who are doing their things. They can, and it's this very flexible pricing. They don't need to buy everything, bulk the plan and keep on the shelf. They can mix and match and create tailor made plans. So let's say, for example, today I'm the heavy this month, because we understand the kind of like financial crisis sometimes creators go through, or that ups and downs. So that plan gives them flexibility. But as you move into the, let's say, business, our business plan includes 5 seats, which you can just like get started off the shelf. and you get everything included. Like you have and you can again mix it. If you are like, okay, I'm creating this TikTok content, but I'm just posting on only 3 social media channels, then you don't need a full blown social media monetization plan. So you can stack, mix and match these plans together, and then the other plan is probably slightly bigger. So that's why we kept like pro and business, so
Yeah.
that way there's a simple choice and you can do mix and match however you want. And all the features are available in free. We want you to give it a try, explore that, get comfortable. And because we want to make sure that you succeed. When you succeed, we succeed. And that's what I think the reason kind of yeah, it's been 3 years now we are in business since the inception. And you still think highly of us and invited us to share our
You're invited
experience
to the
on this
cookout. Come
podcast.
on, brother. You can still come hang out. So here's some for folks, a couple of things to keep in perspective as well of why it may make sense to move from a free plan. The free plan is pretty inclusive. Got some great stuff in it, pretty robust as compared to again some other platforms. And again, folks are probably right now thinking and got screens up on their browser saying, "Okay, I'm paying for this when I can be doing this." The One of the things that I really liked that's included across the platform is a Chrome extension. The fact that I can be browsing the web, I can launch the Chrome extension, and I can quickly deploy social media assets. I can quickly create a Twitter post. I'm always going to call it Twitter. I'm never going to call it X. So there you go. Uh, right. I can quickly do that. I can quickly schedule something from a social media perspective as well. So that right there was huge. The brand book. Again, a lot of us have different session streams, clients, whatever the case may be. And so that as you step forward into either pro business or agency, that piece right there, being able to have your local assets, create brand kits, that's a reason to actually upgrade. It's not the brand kit is not in the free plan, but so if you just have one environment, one customer, one brand, okay, then go free. But the unified inbox, that right there was probably the biggest thing that made me actually upgrade from go from free to and start really recommending that folks go to either pro or business. Because again, from a social media perspective, and hold on, I'll go to it, right.
Yep.
Just by being able to have all of my engagement from a social media profile perspective come into my inbox through Simplified, and also I get the emails in my regular inbox. I'm selling the product for you, brother. Right. But again, that right there, just having that awareness of when there is engagement on particular posts or particular pieces of content, that was really huge for me. Right. Of being able to have those insights pushed to me, not necessarily where I had to go pull them. So keep that in mind if you're looking at the platform. Those were some specifics there. I also love the fact again you got the analytics, so you can see trends and analysis and all that stuff, and plan accordingly. When's the right time to publish? What types of content works best with your community? So all of that is already in there, and you're all of a 3-year-old company, and you've already got this insight. Maybe that's because since you came from Facebook, from Meta, right? You know how to work through all of those
I think it's a
customer
practice. It's a lot
acquisition
of
types of
practice
things.
because, as I mentioned, like it's a 15 years in making,
Hmm.
15-20 years. Because I have really lucky to have really amazing co-founder. We failed enough so many times, like together we failed so many times that we know what not to do.
Mm.
Uh, we know that as long as you solve the customer problem, rest is just the noise. Ignore that. I know we all get that thing. And to the listeners or the community, I say, like, come for product but stay for the experience, because that's what matters at the end of the day. Because you want to make sure that, like, understanding the people, understanding the product, and it will give you that experience. And our team will be there. Like, it's a small team, but everyone on the team is thrives to in helping the customers, making them successful. It's getting difficult, but our me and my co-founder, most of our team, their day starts with like support. Let's look at what our community is saying. It's hard, getting harder, but we still get that kick when when we go on Zoom call and someone smiles and they feel like, oh my god, this is like gonna save me so much time, or probably I made my first paycheck, or
Mm.
I did like this XYZ for this customer and they were really happy. Or somebody says, oh, I wrote like 5 blogs and they all are ranking and my customers are so happy because I'm using this. Or someone in Africa makes a reel about us and that goes viral. Those small things matter against all
Yeah,
odds, because as you said, like there is so much noise in AI market, and it is kind of settling down. It will settle down, or it is settling down. So and it will become very clear like how people are going from that just wow factor to like, okay, how this is going to fit in my workflow. I think that's
yes,
the strategic shift is happening. And we are
yeah,
not building like one-off thing. We are building like a that new way of like working, new way of creating content, new way of like like monetizing your podcast, new way of doing more things than you used to do, and like have that consistent experience across the channels, like that brand awareness. So that's how we are helping our community customers to achieve that.
I love that. I love and I appreciate that. Another thing before I go to another question that I liked, again, part of everything, part of the free, part of the pro, part of the business, was that you had a cross-platform mobile app.
Yes.
I would like everyone to be iOS, but again, I worked for Apple for 10 years, so I'm part of the cult of Mac. I'm a Steve Jobs guy, but I understand there's some Android folks out there doing their thing too. But again, day zero, you had a cross-platform mobile application fully featured. Now it
Yeah.
wasn't crippled, and it continues to get better as well. So I really wanted to point that out as well. I see some
Absolutely.
other folks jumping in. The folks that are commenting right now. So the Billies, the Montes, the Flows, the End, Lord, these folks are actually in this ecosystem. So they are creators as well. They are looking for workflow improvement tools.
Yes.
They know about all of the other things that are out there as well. And a number of them, they know that I've talked to them about Simplify. So I'm glad we're having this particular conversation today.
Awesome. And somebody asked me some time back, and this is a great point you are making. Like with this noise, how do I choose like which AI tool is right for me? I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of people ask me. And somebody asked me, and my answer to them was, don't look for like tool. Look at the problem you want to solve first, and then look see, can I bring something AI or non AI, even non AI tool that can make my life easier, faster. Can I save money? That's another big thing because we are in the this
Reality. Yes.
economic turbulence happening right now. So having that, consolidating that stack, which brings efficiency, that one app to replace them all. We are borrowing this tagline from like ClickUp, but yeah, that's where we are. We are becoming like the one app that replaces all your creativity stack, and we're not creation to distribution. So you don't have that disjointed, fragmented experience. That's where we see the future heading. So when
That's
you're
cool.
looking for tool, look at these, look, just apply these lenses and you'll have the answer, like simplified life.
You got to put that on a t-shirt, man. Man, you got some merch. Maybe I need to get some simplified merch. Let me ask this, man. And again, I wasn't planning this, but you started going down this lane, and you were talking about audio. You were talking about creating content around audio, cleaning up the background noises and things of that nature. What's
Yes.
really critical for those of us that do audio as well is isolated and local recording.
Yes.
Now, don't know if that's on the roadmap. I don't want you to give anything that's NDA or if you want to make some breaking news or whatever. But that right there, because I've already talked to you earlier this week about another tweak or maybe an aspect of Simplify that will just shut everyone
Yes.
else down. So we can go into that if you want to. But is that something that you have and the team have thought about?
Yes. So we have this vision of like AI studio where
Mm,
AI will do a lot of this things for you, which involves like improving your the way you appear on the video, because people have phobia on to be on video. So we want to help them look better, sound better, and get in front of their audience faster. That those are the three pillar, and some of the things which we are coming um, in really we are literally testing that with a small group of people. Audio enhancer, like AI powered audio enhancer, it will remove the background noise, make it like spotless, as well as it will upscale your sound. And currently we do video clipping, but next thing which is top on demand is audio clipping. You just drag and drop your audio mp3 and wave, and we will give you like 10-20 clips, sound bites, which you can like a video clips, which you can launch and just distribute them on social media. And these are all 30 plus AI models which are available, from like AI text generation to scribble, to art, or image to video. So this model will continue to improve, so that way your workflow is like really top notch. It makes your brand, you appear better on the platform. And we build in public, so there is nothing like hidden roadmaps. It's everything is public. And if you have like, as James, he's been kind of my go-to person for a lot of these things. So if you, any one of you feel like, oh, this is my pressing problem in my workflow, or I'm how can I solve this problem, our chats are always open. Or you can email at hello@simplified.com, where we would love to chat with you. And so that way, I think goal here is, as I said, we are not building a product, we are building a space where
Mm,
you can do more with less, collaborate with everyone, and unleash your creativity.
love that. Appreciate that. Let me get into the weeds a little bit. And, and,
Mhm.
and ask you some questions about the platform. And folks, again, if you got any questions for Katie, or you see I put the website in the chat, definitely put a Q in front of it, and I'll put it on the screen, and we can have that dialogue and have that interaction. How are you seeing kind of other folks leveraging the platform? Are you seeing, what you've thought about with the team, and we're going to put this out. You say you iterate in public and things of that nature, but how are you seeing maybe folks do things with Simplified that you weren't necessarily expecting, if that makes sense?
Yeah. So Simplified has like different types of personas who use Simplified today. One is like creators, podcasters who manage their entire workflow in Simplified from creation to distribution. We have noticed like we are, as I said, there was a wow factor when AI came in, and then now it's becoming, can it make me look better in my work, can it look make me better it on like my professional work or like other stuff. So what we have noticed is people are first of all, like people are taking Simplified from jobs to jobs, which we
Mm,
dreamt of, and that's what's happening because they're carrying the tool. We say, okay, how did this person had different email, now he's signing up with another email, and then they're like, oh, I just changed the job, and I'm taking this tool with me. That's one thing. Second, in case of usage, people start with a particular use case because we are still kind of getting we don't think from the workflow point of view, we think from like, okay, I want to remove that audio background. So yesterday we had a customer, and the reason I said audio is coming very quickly, yesterday we had a customer, we did not I expected him to do. So he had a Zoom recording, but it was just the audio. So the person actually took the black screen audio recording, converted it to mp4, brought it to AI clips, and added like cover page, and automatically turned that into like clips. And when we saw that, we had a
mm,
conversation, and it's like, hey, we want to help you. And that's where like these different use cases you just see unlocking. Then user experience, because it's almost like the way we talked about user experience a lot. We initially in the I think somewhere in the middle, when we're still iterating, when we're still building, we saw people were getting confused, because see, people don't know a lot of things. Because AI is shifting so fast, people don't know a lot of things. So how do you do? And you're not proactively going and looking on Google for those things. Like, let's
okay.
say audio
Yeah.
enhancement, I think that's one thing. Audio enhancement, you're probably not probably going and actively looking for this thing. Or audio cloning, you're not looking for it. So there is a education part we are investing a lot more so that we people be aware. We educate the market. It will benefit us. It will benefit others, the community, and everybody. But I think that awareness is really important. I think you also do bring a lot of entrepreneurs and let them talk about these toolings and stuff. It's part of that stuff as well. And there are actually some interesting, some not so. I shared a pretty detailed post on LinkedIn about this. Not that we unexpected, some like unexpected things. There is a bright side of AI, and there is little bit of a tiny dark side of the AI. So you asked me, what is something we you expect? We saw like really amazing creatives, publishing, people tagging, giving, and we saw some people using not safe for work, exactly not safe for work images. So we saw one day I was just looking into historical data and seeing how our predictions are looking, and I saw like, I mean, I'm not proud of, but it's like so many nude pictures and like gross pictures people are using. So initially we put like human in the loop to just like making sure that somebody can actually remove the inputs and have that safe AI in place. But that become unmanageable in a very short period of time, because we were processing like thousands and 100,000 plus and even more millions of images, videos in the span of that duration. So we looked at available content filters, and now we have deployed really safe content filters, so that way, because our platform is used by all different types of people and different types of use cases, we want to be responsible citizen of AI.
Mm,
So we have
like that.
deployed this content filter to reduce, because even though it's free for you, it is costing like GPU cycles to generate
Yes.
those pictures and videos. So now we are proud to excited to share Simplified AI is safe. We politely decline when somebody brings like these images, and these are hard problems. People can still trick around. We'll continue to refine these problems, but it's safe. It will not do like anything which is not safe for work. So we had to learn, rejigger our systems, and maybe we have let few tiny portion of the bad actors or spammers let go of the system. But that's the trade-off you make as a
Yeah.
business. And second interesting scenario I want to share in the similar context. So lately we have noticed we have this AI writing documents, like online docs, uh,
Hmm.
AI powered documents. We have noticed that probably every day there were 100,000 documents were creating and getting published in Google. And we were like, what's happening? Is it like a bot? Is it like something is happening? And we realized that people were using our public documents for creating like spam links, like spammers. So we had to build like another system that kind of defends that spam usage of your system. But these are the problems when people start resonating with you and start finding ways to work around, or like they see that, okay, this platform can help me do it. So building product is one part, and building safe product that fits
Yeah.
does everything for it takes time. I think that's the big difference. It's like going deeper, and we are here for a long run. I think that's how, when we talk about me and my with our team, which is like fully global, this is the conversation we always have. Like, we are here to stay, and we are going for a long run. We are building systems that will stay here for long run, that will change the way people work, change the way people create content, and how can we make their workflows like really better, simpler, and like effective.
I like that. I mean, and that's just corporate responsibility. That's the global responsibility, and I think we might not we think. I think I know we appreciate the fact that you are being proactive in those aspects as well, to make sure that, again, we're not using the platform to put out something that's inappropriate or whatever the case may be. So it's always an interesting conversation around governance and regulation, and Big Brother looking, whatever the case may be. But there, to a degree, that needs to be there. So I'm glad to see that you're at least starting off doing it. the correct way.
And
Um,
it's the army of our three people ML team doing all that heavy lifting. So kudos to like the rest of the. That's why I said like I can't complain because have really amazing people,
yeah.
amazing community that is helping us, and it's step by step. Rome is not built in like a day. It's going to take time. It's and we are fully committed to that long run and the path which we are on, and glad to see like the community responding and working with us to build it.
Definitely, definitely. I want to ask you about a statement that you made about a year ago, and this is I think
Mhm.
this is a great way to wrap this conversation because again, it identifies the who, the what, the how, all those things of Simplified. Talks about who you are, talks about the team. But for the statement that you made about a year ago is for me, this is a new era of creative tools that goes beyond text editors and painting tools. Creative
Yes.
AI is here. Talk to me a little bit about that. Let's peel some of that onion back and talk about Simplified today, because that was a year ago. So
Yes.
short midterm, today, 6 months, 9 months down the road, how does that still fit into kind of that
I
mission
mean
statement, I'll say?
that actually sums up like almost this podcast. Probably people can fast forward and read this.
Listen, I know what I'm
Um,
doing, don't you? But you see how I bring it back. See, come on.
so when I wrote this, I think this was probably like almost a year back, and we were just launched probably ChatGPT 3.5,
Hmm.
I guess. And the way we were thinking about this whole or like stable diffusion in painting or dream booth in painting where dream booth were released.
Hmm.
So we were like doing a lot of research around this, and we envisioned that point of time or still continue to march on that journey is it's no longer going to be just like I think we lost our creativity while learning and spent too much time in tools in past, let's say 10, 12, 15, 20 years. It did not happen like overnight. It happened like over the period of time we spent. There was so many steep learning curves while learning the tools. We lost that creativity, we lost
Mm.
that creative touch. Now I think we are in the era of AI where AI will give you that time back, like the way you do right now your AI clipping. In the previously you were going maybe some desktop based software, you're listing the whole thing, doing the clips, maybe adjusting the camera angles. You don't need to do that. You just give to AI, you start trusting AI more, you refine that process, and you get that time back. And then you have almost like this smart AI assistant or like co-pilot, best friend, creative friend that sits, that makes your scribble into beautiful art, or probably that makes your videos into like clips or schedules that next post. And it is a combination of that chat and like deeply integrated AI experience. Or it looks into your historical analytics data and says, hey, this is the best time to post on your social media.
Yeah.
And imagine like you are getting so much time back. And that's why I think now when I look back, I see this is how it is happening when I made that statement. And when I look forward, I think this is going to be even better as things are getting like much better. Things are evolving at like a light speed. This is going to be where place it's you just summons. AI understands your need, and it creates on brand. So for example, one thing which is pretty which will your community will be excited to share will soon on Simplified. You can train your own AI, you can bring your own images and say, hey, this is my own AI. Next time when you generate an image for my next podcast cover, I want these elements there. I don't want like some random image. I want it looks exactly
Mm.
like my studio. Uh, so we believe that we are building this most powerful AI studio that you don't need professional equipments, you don't need like professional studios. That AI will do a lot of heavy lifting for you to make you look better, make you sound confident, and saves you more time and money. I think that's the ultimate goal of AI.
So you've already got the answer to the question that I sent you an email the other day. You just waiting to launch it. See,
Yes,
I'm not going to put it out there in these streets just yet. We'll wait till that's folks.
sure. Don't tell.
Hey, folks, listen. That's KD Deshpande right there. That's CEO and founder of Simplified. This man came on and gave us some gems in terms of what the platform is, what the platform does, where it's going, and the rate of iteration. The I get more LinkedIn updates from you and your team every other day. Just again, more functionality that's being brought into the platform, and it's worthwhile and it's relevant iterations, right? It's not just stuff. It's actually useful additions to the platform. So shouts out and kudos to you guys on that, on the rate of turning around requests and the rate of actually deploying those requests. Um, I will put all the links to some of your contact information. I don't want folks necessarily blowing you up on or nothing like that. But the links to Simplified.com, folks, you saw. Listen, right now, the man and the squad have did I see 40% off? Hold on, let me get back up to
Yes,
this,
we do
man.
have.
If y'all don't jump on this right there, they got a Black Friday is gone, but Simplified doesn't know that yet. They still have 40% off of their ad. Is it monthly or just annual? It's just
It's
so the
yearly.
annual
It's
plan, right?
annually. You have 40% off.
Do it, brother. Do it. Katie, thank you, man. I appreciate you and I appreciate it. I appreciate what you do as well and for coming and share the story.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for having me here. And we continue to, I continue to have your DMs on LinkedIn, and we'll work together because you are a voice of all these creators, solo entrepreneurs. You're representing them and giving them that voice back, and channeling that information back to us. It means a lot to us. And let's grab coffee sometime in person.
Dude,
Hopefully,
I'll be down
yes.
there in 2 weeks, so it's all good. We're gonna make it happen.
Awesome.
We'll
All
stay in
right.
touch.
Thank you. Thanks a
Katie, be
lot.
well. You guys as well. Reach out to me if you found this valuable. Let me know. If it was not valuable, still let me know so we can make sure we continue to get better over time. So be well.